Hey, this is Zach with Cold Country Salmon, your source for wild caught Alaskan seafood. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what is farmed versus wild salmon and which is preferable, or farmed versus wild seafood in general. I'm a wild caught seafood fisherman, so I may be a little bit biased, but there is actually some good concrete reasons why wild fish is preferable to farm caught fish. We'll start with sustainability. While farmed fish has gotten a lot more sustainable over the last couple decades, it still is by and large not a sustainable way to catch and serve fish. There are several reasons for that. Keeping fish in large penned up, confined, netted areas tends to not only pen up the fish, but also their waste. What do you do with all that waste? Well, you don't do anything with it. That waste tends to, concentrated fish waste like human waste or any other waste tends to pollute the waters that it's in, which is bad for not only the farmed fish, which then have to be fed antibiotics to fight off bacterial infections, but also the wild fish that live in that area. Farm fish can decimate local wild fish populations by both polluting the water and escaping. Because these fish are kept in very confined farming operations, they tend to be very food aggressive, which means that they will out predator wild fish when they escape, which happens all the time. Then they will breed with the wild fish and degrade the DNA of wild fish populations. So whether they're out competing them or dumbing down the DNA, it's bad for wild fish, but also not great for you. Fish swimming around in their own filth and being fed antibiotics to fight off bacterial infections probably, while it hasn't been found by the FDA to have a noticeable effect on humans, I sure as heck don't want to feed that to my family. Wild fish tends to support small individual businessmen. Generally speaking, when you get salmon or halibut or cod, you're buying it also from an American fisherman. So you're supporting your local economy, like me. Also, being small businessmen, we tend to focus on the things that we can control. And one of those is quality, not quantity. We can never catch as much fish as a farmed operation can put out. They can put out millions of pounds of fish. A great season for me would be 10 to 20,000 pounds of fish. At that level, we're able to focus on each individual fish. That means bringing that fish out of the water alive, bleeding him, icing him individually, packing him in our iced hold, getting him to our processor, who then individually cuts and focuses on quality with each piece of fish that comes off of our boat. So to recap, wild caught seafood supports your local economy, is more environmentally sustainable, less environmentally damaging, tends to be healthier, they're more nutrient dense, that's been scientifically proven. They're fed, they eat a natural diet rather than one that's been formulated in a lab. Also, farmed fish tend to eat more than their own weight in wild fish to survive. And that's basically large stocks of small feeder fish and sometimes larger fish that have been ground up into fish pellets to support a farmed fish operation, which also can lead to more pollution when they feed those fish. If you have any other questions about why wild fish is superior to farmed fish or why it's the more ethical choice or healthy choice, feel free to reach out to us at coldcountrysalmon.com. Thanks.